God bless you. I'm Pastor Gary W. Lee Sr., and welcome to another edition of the 5 Minute Message. Here, the motto is the messages are short enough to keep you interested, but long enough to bless you. And everybody got 5 minutes, and it doesn't take God a long time to do anything. So, I don't actually have a text that I want to go by today. I just want to share a story with you. Anybody that knows me know that I am a diehard sports fan, especially when it comes to football, baseball, and basketball. And I not only just enjoy the games, but I enjoy all the behind the scenes things, the interviews, the pregame, postgame. I watch a lot of the extra stuff on ESPN. I'm a diehard uh, E60 fan and America's Game and a football life, all those different types of things. So I want to share a football story with you. Now, here the thing about it is now I watch so much. In this instance, I don't even remember the two individuals that I'm going to talk about. So if you know who they are, you may want to put it in the comments. But the main thing is that you get the story and the message behind it. So I'm watching this receiver get interviewed. I don't know. I don't remember if he was a tight end or an actual wide receiver, but he talks about a particular incident, and he says that he's running his route, and he goes into his break, and once he goes into his break, he says he looks back toward his quarterback, and it's so chaotic and chaos, and the rush is so strong. The defense is rushing his quarterback, and there's so much going on. He said he couldn't even see his quarterback. He couldn't even see the man. He said, but all of a sudden, out of all the chaos and the lack of even seeing his quarterback, he sees the ball coming out from out of the crowd and in his direction. And he's able to catch the ball and score a touchdown. And he celebrates, he's excited, and he runs over to the sideline and he says to his quarterback, man, I didn't even see you. It was so much going on. I didn't even see you. And he asked the quarterback, did you see me? And the quarterback says, no, I didn't see you either. And the receiver asked the quarterback, well, why did you throw the ball? And the response from the quarterback was, because I knew you would be there. I knew you would be there. And I want to make two quick points. When we're living a godly life, we have to be obedient and trust God, regardless of how chaotic life may become, regardless of our setbacks, our disappointments, regardless of challenges, whether it be health, whether it be finances, whatever the issues may be that cloud up our life and can become a hindrance and can cause us to be sidetracked. We still have to remain focused. We still have to do our job. We still have to run our routes and run and break at a certain time and be in the position that we're supposed to be in. Because we must remember that God is going to bless you through your obedience, which means being where you're supposed to be. Don't get all out of whack and upset because you feel like things are not going the way they should be, and then move your direction or get out of the will of God or get out of the will of the Word or become contrary to God's commandments. You are to remain obedient. You are to remain the person that God called you to be, a man or a woman of integrity, a godly individual. You are to remain competent and sane and focused. And it doesn't matter about everything that's going on around you. Just remain who you're supposed to be. And then God can bless you. Because if you move from where God is about to send the blessing, you're going to miss the blessing. So you have to stay focused and be where you're supposed to be. That's one point from the receiver's perspective. And then from the quarterback's perspective, Can the quarterback trust that you're going to be where you're supposed to be? Can God trust you? Can you be one that God refers? Remember, God actually referred the enemy to Job. Does God know that you're going to be? How do you know that God hasn't referred the enemy to you? Because He knows that you won't curse God to His face. Because God knows that you won't turn your back on Him. That God knows you won't lose your mind and do something crazy. How do you know God hasn't recommended you to the enemy? Because He knows you're going to stand firm before Him. Can God trust you that you will do what you're supposed to, so that as He goes to deliver, that you'll be right there to receive the blessing, receive the deliverance, receive the healing, receive the power, receive the joy, receive the peace. It all comes through obedience. And it all comes through God knowing that He can trust you, because God is going to do His job. Can God say, I knew you were going to be there. I knew you were going to be faithful. I knew you were going to be dedicated. Let's be that individual that God can trust and God can rely on, because God is going to keep His part of the bargain. He said heaven and earth will pass away before one jot or one tittle of His word shall fail. Trust God and trust His word. God bless you. If you want to see more 5-minute messages, feel free to go to my YouTube page, which by going to either one of my domains, GaryLeeMinistries.org or PastorGaryLee.org, will lead you directly to my YouTube page, where there's countless of 5-minute messages and other content there that will be a blessing to you. God bless you. Continue to pray for me as I pray for you. God loves you, and so do I.